Good evening, everyone. How are you guys? Gabs here, Digital Beer Stream. What's in the glass? Welcome to a new week of the Digital Beer Streams. This is week number 7, if I'm not wrong. So that means they already did 6 different weeks on these new seasons of the show. If you haven't been part of the show before, the Digital Beer Stream is all about connecting, different people from the drink, the hospitality and the beer industry in London. It's a digital broadcasting show, and we like to talk with different people from breweries, bars, and could be different backgrounds as well. Could be writers or journalists. Everything that is all about this industry. The main reason because we do that is because we think that this industry really deserves more attention. It really deserves, more attention from government, from people, from the consumers, from everyone. So we told them the best way to making sure this happen is to actually show who is working behind the scenes, who's working on the front line, front of the house, back of the house. Again, every single side of it. My name is Gabs. I've been part of the beer industry from 10 years or 8 in the city of London, where I'm based. And I'm always trying to find different way to communicate and to put people together. Digital Beer Stream is one, what you're watching today. And then we also running different activities. One of them is called Turning the Tide, which is our show. It's going to be released on the 1st of April in our YouTube channel. So I recommend everyone to be in touch if you're curious or if you are part of the pub world, the pub ecosystem in this city. If you're not familiar with the London beer scene, is incredible. It's probably one of the most active in the entire world. This is probably the best time for being a beer enthusiast and a beer drinker in the city of London, because I think the city never had 130 breweries before. So when you are in a city that does have so much different beers and from different styles, different backgrounds, made by different type of skillful people, and of course it's going to be excited. And for as much pubs are important for us, we also think all the time that breweries are a very, very important part, a very vital part of this city, as I said. And Solvay Society has always been, a brewery that I quite familiar of, and I'm really happy to always have to drink in festivals, in the tap room, in breweries. Is a very, very interesting story because it's a Belgian-born brewery in London, and I managed to have this beautiful can from this beautiful shop called Indie Beer in the north of London. Big up to Claire and Owen for supplying me the best beer from time to time. And today we're going to talk with Pauline from the team. Pauline have this double interesting role between, a taproom manager and sales manager. And I really wanted to talk with her because I never met her before. So this is a brilliant occasion. And before meeting her in real life, as I hope is going to happen very soon, welcome to Pauline to the stream. So please help me to welcome her. Hello, Pauline.
Hey, how are you doing?
Very good. Nice to have you here. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. Nice to be here.
Yeah, like as I said, I'm really, really, happy every single time to support Solvay because Roman, the founder, is a really good friend of mine. And how's he doing? Is he doing well in these days?
He's doing great. I talked to him earlier, and he was like sending me messages while he had his dog sleeping on his lap.
All right.
So he's been really busy, as you could tell.
Well, I think I need to send him a reminder about that beautiful pink T-shirt, because when I met him in the Digital Beer Streams back in the summer, when we were still in Instagram, I said to him that I was going to get one. I forgot about it. Now you remind me about that, so I'll make sure I will.
So the shirts, I'm very sorry, but we're out of them. However, we are printing new ones, and in the new merch that we're getting, there's going to be a pink one.
Thank
so we'll
you.
Get one.
I'm feeling better now. I'm telling you. And again, he's not welcome from me. He's also welcome from Belgium, because I see Anne Mordaunt to say hello. I don't know if you know this person. There we go. Hello. That's lovely. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you. And I'm usually starting asking the people what they drink, because I know you have a glass with you, and I said I'm drinking almost.
So I'm going to be cheating. I am drinking in a Solvay Society glass, but I'm sorry, Roman. I'm drinking Exhale Passover, which is their peach and honey saison that they just released for International Women's Day. So Santi and Caitlin and Steph, this beer is brilliant.
Big
Thank
up.
you.
We met them like a couple of weeks ago as well. It was a very interesting chat with the Taproom heroes there. So beautiful women, beautiful girls. And
yeah, lovely people at Exhale.
Absolutely. Especially having a shift in a bottle shop, in a brewery, in a pub, anywhere with Kathleen could be very, very, very dangerous if you're not prepared. So yeah, finally went well.
Stories with Caitlin and Buckfast and Exhale people. Yeah, I can't remember them, but they tell me.
Nice. Okay. Well, let me do first a cheers with you. Thank you for being here. Cheers.
Salute.
Salute. And if you would like to introduce yourself to our guest, it'd be a lovely thing so that you can speak a bit about yourself and the brewery you're working for.
So yeah, I guess I'm as awkward as Roman, as you can tell. So I'm Pauline. Pauline is actually my full name. I go by Pauline because I'm not 85 in England. People get really confused, but anyway. So yeah, I'm from Belgium. I'm from a small town called Mons, which is in the south of Brussels by the French border. So my first language is French. My second language is Dutch. I've been working in the beer industry for, I think 5 or 6 years. So I started back home. We have family friends. You have a brewery, Abbaye des Robes. So I worked with them on some events because they don't speak very good Flemish, and I did, and they just needed someone to help them. Then I started working for a pub in my hometown, and just started working for another brewery called La Banchoise. And then I moved to London, and then I thought, I guess I'll have to find some other kind of work because English beer is not really that. But then I realized that there was a huge craft beer scene in London. So I started working craft beer again. And as it turns out, being Belgian here is a huge advantage. So
absolutely.
It helps me get a lot of jobs. So yeah, I started working. So for about a year, worked at in a bar in Shoreditch, and then Signature Brew, and then Brew Club, and I've been working for Solvay Society now for a little more than a year. I started in January 2020, just in time for furlough.
Yeah.
And yes, I started Taproom Manager for Solvay, and then in August I took over the sales, so now I do sales and Taproom. And yeah, I hope that they'll find a way to clone people soon.
That's our dream. All of us dream one day to, jump back in a good pub, in a good tap room, in a good bar, and meet again. And it's interesting, that as we were mentioning before the interview, that you managed to find a perfect place after all of these experiences where you can, you also like work from the fact that you have a Belgian background, and the brewery you're working for is really concentrate on creating some of the best Belgian beer style in the UK. And did you know Solvay Society way before joining them?
I think I did. So I think I remember them from when I worked in Shoreditch. I remember selling the barley wine, speculative. So it's like a speculoos, which is now, they changed names and they're now called Biscoff. So Biscoff barley wine. And then I thought, this looks too Belgian to be English.
Yeah.
And then I saw they were advertising for Taproom Manager, and I thought that I don't know anyone else who's more fit for the job. Like, I'm Belgian, and I went in and met Roman, and there we are.
One of the main questions when we met Roman in the previous Digital Biz stream was, how would you present yourself to the public? Is a born Belgian brewery based in London, or do you have a better way to describe Solvay Society right now?
I guess we call it Belgian born, London brewed, because Roman's born in Belgium too. He's been in London for a little more than 10 years. So it really is like that. He takes all all his influence and all his ideas are coming from traditional Belgian beer, and then he tries to modernize them and gives it a little twist to it, which is really interesting. That's what I really liked as well.
Yeah.
Because as much as I like traditional Belgian beer, like it's something I've grew up with and that I already know. And I like how he kind of innovates in that field, but still keeping a core that is really Belgian, because like as Belgians are we really attached to our beers and our traditional beers and like the traditions in general.
Absolutely.
So I really like that I get to keep sort of my Belgian identity in a way, while working for a new company that is creating new beers, and bringing new ideas into the world of craft beer.
Absolutely. Oh, this is the beauty of it. Like I really enjoyed find out in the web breweries like Solvay Society, Aura Brewing, which I know you have a good friendship, Italian-born brewery in London, based in Tottenham, and again, I hope for you guys that with the present situation in politics and geopolitics in Europe and in the UK, there's going to be more interest on breweries than actually are offering European mainland styles in the UK, made in the UK, especially because I think if anyone that loves Belgian beer try something like this is so much on point with, dry pale ale, very fruity with this kind of nice character. Is really well-made beer. I would love someone saying, I can get a Solvay Society beer, if it's really hard to find.
We've had some, I've had some emails already of people saying, oh, it's great to hear from you because we were really worried about not being able to get beer from Belgium, and you guys do the same thing. Especially the Halmas that you were showing. It's, to me personally, when I tried it the first time, I could easily close my eyes and like see myself like back home drinking beer on the terrace, in Brussels, or like back in my hometown. It's really, really on point. It's really interesting. But I like the fact that we don't stay in the Belgian styles, because we've got like a Belgian style IPA, which is IPA is not a traditional style from Belgium. We had a stout for like over the summer until very recently. That was a tropical stout with Brett. So in Belgian yeast, obviously. So yeah, and I see a question from Victoria who's asking if I have any new brews coming up. I actually do. We have a barrel-aged saison coming up soon, so stay tuned.
Very, very interesting to hear that. Oh, yeah. Especially, this is exact. I'm actually dipping very, very, very hard on some of the classic Belgian beers in these days for reasons for try them, especially with food. And sometimes I can't really find any better things to pair with some specific food. This is really, really nice. And I want to talk about things best, specifically, which is the crowdfunding campaign. But for understand the crowdfunding campaign, I have to ask you first, how was Solvay Society impact during the early stage of the pandemic? And why did you make the decision to jump on a crowdfunding experience? It's pretty interesting.
Well, during the first lockdown, it was like suddenly one day we had to close. I remember being in the tap room and just having a great time, and then seeing this announcement. I think Roman was stuck in Canada at the time, visiting his brother. Yeah, I had to close, and then like suddenly we had to come up with a web shop, and we had a rebrand planned. I think the lockdown was in March, and the rebrand was planned in April or May. Which all of that had to happen online. Everything had to happen on the internet. It is only 3 of us managing all that, so yeah, it was quite challenging. But in a way, it really taught us to be very resourceful and kind of like resilient in a way, just because like suddenly we had to do all those new things. But when the January lockdown happened, we were ready. It was just like, okay, we've done it before. It's fine. We can do it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so, and then we reopened in July, and I had actually a very busy summer with regular customers coming back, but also new customers coming. People who actually heard about us during lockdown, people who walked past the tap room, people who saw my posts online, and then those new people became regulars. And so, and then everybody's asking me, where's the beer made? Where's the beer made? Where did you brew? And then I'm always like, oh, we brew in Ilford on some farm, and you can't see it, and I'm sorry, it's not accessible to the public, and all of that. And then the arches, like in our alleyway, just more of them became available, and then we thought, oh, hang on, why don't we just fit the brewery just next door? Wouldn't that be cool?
Absolutely.
Someone would need to drive to Ilford, and I could actually get involved in more for the company and the brewing, because I wouldn't have to get up at 6 a.m. to go to Ilford with Roman.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, then the crowdfunding happened, well, because like everyone else, sales have been impacted a lot, because people weren't coming to the tavern anymore because it was closed, and pubs were closed. So where am I going to sell my beer? And of course we sell to bottle shops and everything, but there's a lot of people that cannot afford that craft beer or nicer products anymore because of furlough, because their income has been cut down or other reasons.
Yeah.
So of course that all of this is understandable, but at the same time, once we started with the crowdfunding, we hit our first target within 36 hours. And that really showed that despite the situation, that we had a very solid base of customers and clients and fans that were ready to support us. And that was really encouraging in a way. It's like after spending months struggling to get the sales done and to get people in and like struggling in online, just to be seen online amongst all these other breweries that are all doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
It was to me especially was really heartwarming, because I don't really see the results of my work in the tap room because people come in. But yeah, if the tap room is closed, like how can we see that?
You did an incredible job. Really, really, really nice. And it's been one of the most successful crowdfunding stories in this period, and you must be very proud. Very proud.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really happy, and we can't wait to get to work and to move the brewery, and hopefully that'll be open in we think early June, which is great because it's my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah, we can't wait to reopen and to see people again and to see our regulars and maybe have new regulars as well. That would be great.
With some other people that I know were running a successful crowdfunding campaign, I also had to remind you that the dark side of it is now that you really have to work hard to, you know, making sure that everyone effort and everyone help is making them, you know, like is going through well. So it's a joke. It's a pleasure to help to, you know, to give back to the community that help you. So it's great.
It's really hard work at the moment because I'm busy gathering the rewards for everybody. We had about 300 people donating, and everybody, of course, deserves a reward for giving us support. And I've just been swimming in all that Excel spreadsheets and everything.
Yeah.
But like in the end, my emails going crazy from people asking me questions and send me information and everything. But at the same time, it's every single email I get is it's congratulations on reaching your goals, and we can't wait to come back and meet you again and everything. So
Wow.
It's hard work, but it's definitely worth it. And I think once the brewery's there and we can start brewing again and be open as normal, like that will be, I think, the best. I don't know, what is it going to be the best feeling in the world? Probably.
You have to, you know, if such a beautiful story come out from a period which, for, you know, you can't really see good notes out of it, you definitely see some very good positive notes out from it. So absolutely, like, you have a bright future in front of you. Something else that I wanted to ask you is this double role of taproom and sales together. I know from a fact, because you mentioned also before, you have bar experience. You've been working behind bars in internationally. And which of the two roles is harder, in your opinion? Is it tougher to be a salesperson, a sales rep, or a taproom manager?
Both are very different roles. I like it equally. I can't, like, I can't pick between either one. But I guess the hard bit in taproom managing is just making sure everyone's happy, and always, like, I always try to come up with ideas to bring people in. I did the activities at plant swaps over the summer, where people would bring house plants and then get a new one, and trying to get the community involved. And it's like it really is an ongoing effort, but it's also very rewarding when it works out and people come in. Sales is, I guess, in my case, sales is quite physical, because you're kind of walking around with a backpack full of beer. And I only weigh, like, how much do I weigh? Like 57 kilos or something.
Wow.
But it's great. I think the sales are quite challenging at the moment, because you do have to come into venues and introduce yourself, but you're wearing a mask, and that it's harder when people haven't met you before. And in my case, some people don't even know that I'm from Belgium. They don't even know my funny accent yet, and then there's a mask on top of it. But I'm sure that's just temporary, and when things are hopefully back to normal, that will just make the job a bit easier.
100% for sure. And you know, it's such a personable touch that you must have when you're visiting different venues and different accounts. And also, again, Solvay Society is on the map. People knows what you're doing, who you are. So it'd be an interesting, you know, like, work in progress on keeping clients active. But are you gonna try to keep both positions, or are you gonna need to decide one? Sorry if I asking you these questions, but you know, it just curiosity in a way, you know.
Well, I don't know at the moment. I quite like both, and then we'll see. Like, I guess if we were to get bigger and we'd need more staff, I'd probably prefer doing the sales. But at the same time, I'd be really worried about my tap room.
Well, you got time to decide and put in.
Right now, so.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Well, let me put it this way. You've been working in very tough venues. Sorry to use this term, but everything which is in Shoreditch,
Very true.
it's a tough venue. And as a woman in beer, definitely skilled, with knowledge, with large knowledge, as I'm sure you do have through all of your experience that you gain. Have you ever had that time, a shift or a specific memory in your mind where you haven't feel entirely comfortable with the situation that you were at, or pretty much you always had a decent behavior from people around you, especially male?
And no, I can't. You can't expect people to behave decent when you work in Shoreditch. That's the one. And I've had situations that were terrible. That probably is not worth mentioning. But I guess I've had a lot of that kind of attitude. Oh, what do you know about beer? You're a girl, and people think I'm like 21.
Wow.
As well, I always have to justify my age. I'm 31, going on 32, obviously, and then I'll be 33. But no, I've had there's a lot of that kind of attitude of what do you know about beer, or something I really hate personally is that there's two things. The first one is the pint culture that I call the binge drinking culture of big dudes that just want a pint. They want, and they come in and they're like, I want this beer is 8%. I want a pint of it. And then I'm like, no, because then you'll be drunk and then you'll be, it's only 5 p.m. Why do you want a pint of 8% IPA? There's no point.
Yeah.
So in Belgium, we get everything in half because our beers are usually a bit stronger. But even for something lighter, we just get a half because we're more social drinkers. So it's really rare that, every family will have a fridge full of beer for guests, not necessarily to have every day. So I'm not a fan of people just slamming pints. I think it's just really weird. And then this thing of not having a fruity beer because you're a guy. What's up with that? Like, really, I want to know, why is sour beer forbidden if you're a man? Because sour beer's great.
Give me a creek every day.
I've always had that. Like, oh, this cherry, like, it's a girly thing. Where like, oh, I'll have a pint of lager, and I guess my girlfriend will have the cherry beer. It's like, she'll probably like it, but maybe she wants an IPA or a stout instead. How do you know? Like,
yep.
And yep. That is, that's something I got a lot. So
it's interesting to hear that, and it's also interesting to hear the different type of cultures. If you would work for a brewery in Belgium, would have been different the way that you have to deal with your customers, your taproom clients, in your opinion, or it would have been pretty much similar? Because two big cultures, Belgian and British beer cultures doesn't have so much importance. So sometimes, we don't understand, we don't see the differences.
Belgium's different in the way that if you end up out with your friends, usually you'll have a beer that it doesn't matter what beer you want. You're there to have a drink with your friends, and if there's a new beer, people are usually keen to try it, especially from big Belgian breweries. Like when the Duvel just recently released a 6.66 beer, and I saw all my friends in Belgium posting about it, and I was like, oh, come on, like, why can't we get it? So yeah, it's I think that we're a bit more open-minded as Belgians. for the beer that we have, but at the same time, things are moving quite slowly. So they're very attached to the Belgian styles, and it's only very recently that I've seen breweries in Belgium brewing styles that aren't necessarily Belgian, but also people trying them.
I'm thinking a Brussels beer project, Brasserie de la Seine.
Yeah, de la Seine, or like our friends at Abbaye des Rocs brewed an imperial stout, or there's another brewery in my area. This is called Brasserie du Borinage. They do modern styles. They keep the ingredients local, but they'll have an imperial stout. They'll have a double IPA. It's called Urine. They've got a Pilsner, and they kind of take pride in being the very first millet museum in Europe. Really funny guys. So that's the kind of modern craft beer thing is catching up, and it's great because you now can go to Belgium and taste like international styles made by Belgians with Belgian ingredients and all.
Absolutely.
So that's good. And I see my uncles commenting, "We don't drink a beer, we savor it."
This is totally the best comment.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. He used to work in craft beer as well. He used to be a sales rep for Abbaye des Rocs. Long time.
Wow. And
yeah, we do, when we drink a beer, we don't get drunk. I mean, we do get drunk, like, don't get me wrong, but
that's not the only reason for drinking.
The first goal is to really savor and enjoy what you're drinking, and we don't care what it is.
Yeah.
We'll drink whatever we fancy.
In my area in Tuscany, in Italy, where I grew up, we always had, Belgian beers. I think probably the first beer I ever had in my life, ever, it was Affligem Blanc. So, and through there, drinking things that I couldn't even believe they were existing, Oval and all of the most beautiful treasures of your beer culture, and I think then the best memory of my life are coming from the Bruges Beer Festival, which I'm sure someone probably been to. The best people I ever met. Can we please go together next time when the time is ready?
Okay, yeah, sure. I've only been to Bruges like 3 times. My best friend lives there, so I guess I have to.
Like the nicest opportunity to meet all the humans attached to the element of beer. I've been in many places because that, but in Bruges there is such I don't know how to explain. It's positive. Everything is nice. Everything is genuinely, let's have a beer together and let's enjoy life. So that's just what we do. That is that's how we approach beer and life in general. To be honest, that's the best of the Belgian culture. I do have a soft spot for it, so maybe I should. I'm talking with such an emphasis, but this is the truth. Something that I want to ask you as well, because we're jumping very close to 40 minutes, which is the max I'm trying to keep these live streams onto. Because you have such an experience in different sides internationally as well. Do you see a bright future for the hospitality industry? Talking with the hospitality first, then we may go more in depth into the beer and the craft beer. And we can also speak about both Belgium and UK. Do you have such a good feeling about the future of it?
I think I do. I think at the moment, as we kind of recover from everything that's happened, it's quite important to stay local. And that's why I work really hard on building this community feeling in the tap room, but also in my sales and also with local businesses. To me, there's no competition really. I mean, everyone's different, and we all do something that is unique. And I'm quite happy to work with any type of local businesses, and support each other. So I also like as a Belgian style brewery. I know our style is very niche, so it's not like someone's going to step on my toes or anything. And then if they do, I don't mind, because there's so many places to go to. But yeah, I think at the moment the most important thing to do is to really stay local and stick together and really work together, support one another, because otherwise we'll never recover. We can't just get out of this on our own. And we'll see. I think if we do that, there's the brightest future available for us. So fingers crossed that it's soon.
Given the latest news, and you see things moving in a positive way, so I'm sure you're already like planning what to do with the upcoming opening of bars and pubs with an outside garden. I'm sure you're preparing to put some beers in kegs as well. That's what's happening, right?
Yeah, so we can't wait to get brewing again. We'll have our beers in kegs because we don't have that many at the moment. We started canning last year, and once the brewery's up and running, we're going to have a canning line in the house as well. Nice. So that's going to make things so much easier. Yeah. And then we'll see really how everything happens.
Mm-hmm. And to compare the two situations, UK and Belgium, are Belgian bars open now? Are not open at all? What is the situation there?
Bars in Belgium, so hospitality in Belgium is opening again on the 1st of May. I know a lot of bar and venue owners that are getting really angry because they didn't really get the support that they needed. There's a lot of protests going on. I can't blame them, to be honest, because it's been really, really long. And they're like, my uncle's saying there's the monopoly of InBev and Mass, which is, hard to fight. But generally, hospitality is opening soon. I don't know how it's going to happen or when exactly, 1st of May, hopefully for them, because they have been struggling. Yeah, they have been struggling a lot.
I'm sure.
As we have. Yeah. I can't wait to go back and have a beer with all my friends on the terrace again.
There is a question which is probably tormenting most of the craft beer fans in the UK. And it's a very simple question. In your opinion, with Brexit, are we still going to be able to go to Brussels in a train, jump to Cantillon, get some bottles, and then coming back again in the train and not get stopped? Don't get me wrong. I've been going there, drink there, leave bottles there. I'm not normally taking it around. But what is the vibe? And if you know anything about it.
I don't know anything yet. I know that I know a lot of people trying to get stuff sent from Belgium to the UK. There is apparently an absolute pain in the neck when it comes to filling your suitcase and coming back. There's going to be customs. It's kind of like going into the US in a way. There's going to be customs, and they're going to be like, "What's in your bag?" And then you're going to be like, "Oh, there's a load of beer. Is that for your own consumption?" And you'll say yes, but there's going to be a full suitcase. I think it's going to be very difficult. I think they're just going to try and fill the pockets as much as they can and overcharge anyone who's coming in with anything.
Again,
I'll find out as soon as I can. I haven't been home in like nearly a year and a half.
Please find out if you can. Let us know, because there are lots of people that.
Bottles, I promise.
not just Doye Fontaine and Cantillon. There are people that loving the Struze, the Rank, and so many other the breweries from there. I do, but I don't mind to go to drink them there. Also because a Belgian beer tastes very good in Belgium.
It's cheaper.
I didn't want to mention it, but it's actually
I don't drink it. I rarely drink it over here because I look at the price and I'm like, oh man, if I was in Mons or in Brussels, that would be €2.50.
Yeah. You know, I recently have a Distrus Panepot, and it was a very old one, and you know, some people we just like guess how much it could have cost if in the UK or in America. That was a Belgian price. I can't mention it now, but it was really, really affordable. So please, people, go to drink Belgian beer in Belgium, especially people like Paul, which is commenting here. He knows about Belgian beer a lot.
Free. We're cool. 50 liters duty free, and you've got a British passport, so you come in.
There we go.
They won't stop you.
Polly, I love to speak with you. I think it's a shame that we never met before. And you're such a passionate and such a skillful person. And I really hope to come to see you at the Taproom or any other bar in London very soon. I'm
sure we'll meet soon. I'll let you know if I ever go to Indie Beer. We're planning to go at some point.
Hey, so, please.
When things are open again, we'll cycle your way and come say hi.
Absolutely. I really wish you all the best of luck. You're doing a good job, guys. Please say hi to Roman as well, to all the team, and I hope to see you very soon.
Yeah, we hope to see you soon too, and thanks for inviting us, and all the best to you too.
Pleasure. Guys, thank you very much for follow as well as. It's been a very good chat with Pauline, and if you want to have a look for the rest of the week as well, we do have very good guest, as good as Paul is tonight. So take care, have a good food, have a good beer.
See you soon, everyone.